The world's busiest shipping waterway is this sea. Thousands of employees are now working here on a massive project. Here is where the tallest sea crossing bridge in the world will be born. The 24-kilometer-long bridge. The bridge's two cable towers are each 270 meters tall, which is the same as a 90-story skyscraper. Consider yourself on this curved bridge. It has to be an incredible experience. It's also important to note that the bridge will have 8 lanes and be two-way once it's finished. In comparison to the renowned Hong Kong Jialimako Bridge, there will be 2 extra lanes. Several coastal communities can significantly reduce urban traffic congestion in 1 hour. I believe that this is an excellent initiative for the 80 million neighboring residents. However, the bridge has also generated some criticism due to its high tolls. The Shenzhen Zhongshan Bridge is a bridge in southern China. It will be China's biggest mega project to be finished in 2024. The bridge cost $5.8 billion to build in total. Government financing were used to complete the project. It functions by levying high-speed costs for loan payback. In 2024, the bridge is anticipated to be formally inaugurated. China's desire to construct the bridge does so in order to link all 7 cities in the coastal area and spur economic growth in each of them. The 4 cities along the sea have achieved transportation connection since the Hong Kong Jialimako Bridge was finished. These are Hong Kong, Macau, Shenzhen, Zhuhai, and the currently under construction Cross Bridge. With Shenzhen, the intermediary city, the remaining 3 cities may be linked. The 7 cities will create a ring of traffic that will not only relieve the city's traffic congestion, but also quickly boost the city's economics and logistics. China constructed this bridge in the 2nd century to replace one that was ready to collapse. The busiest sea crossing bridge in China is the Huan Bridge or Bridges. In 1992, the bridge was constructed. The bridge deck is a 2-way, 6-lane freeway with high-speed toll collection. The bridge is China's most lucrative roadway, bringing in up to $200 million annually. As there was no sea crossing bridge in this coastal city as of 2019, the bridge is now at risk of being retired. In the past, every day, all cars had to cross the bridge to reach other cities. The bridge had daily traffic flow of 200,000 cars in 2018, which is a dreadful number. During weekends and holidays, the bridge frequently experiences backups. Similar to the busiest roadway in the US, the traffic bottleneck is congested. The vehicle travels less than 1 kilometer in 5 hours, leaving the driver exhausted. The bridge is atypical because of the long-term stress. Although engineers feel that the bridge is still safe to cross, there are occasional visible tremors, and there are worries that the bridge might collapse at any moment. Hence, when the new sea crossing bridge is finished, the existing bridge may be replaced. But as you probably well know, China will ultimately pay back the debt by levying high-speed tolls after it completes the bridge. Some sources claim that upon the completion of the expressway portion, a high-speed toll of $15 every pass and a total of $30 per round journey per day would be required. 2. In this approach, a month's worth of payments will equal $1,000 USD. This toll, in my opinion, is the most costly in the entire globe. Most individuals find this to be unacceptable. In the United States and Europe, for instance, there are innumerable highways, but the most of them are free, and users are not required to pay for infrastructural amenities. Of course, China is where this is. This is how they operate. But the tolls are too expensive to raise any sort of debate on the subject. The government simply declared that when the bridge is finished, it will lower the expenses of travel for regular people and not for profit as its sole unambiguous response. Now let's examine the bridge's construction presently. Due to the coastal area's complicated environment, when the bridge project first started 20 years ago, many engineers in Western nations thought it was impossible to construct the bridge. However, with the sophisticated bridge technology of today, there are still significant challenges in creating the bridge. A magnificent project of sieved needlework with needles in the wind, according to German engineers, is the bridge in China. So what issues did engineers face when building the bridge? The busiest waterway in the entire planet is the first of these seas. It is crucial to make sure the canal can move freely while building is taking place. Every day, there are often more than 5,000 ships in this maritime region. There are several of these 300,000-ton big freight ships. Engineers must thus expand the bridge deck to 270 meters when creating a costly, complex bridge. The second is that bridges must be able to endure typhoons of level 17 due to the frequent occurrence of them in coastal locations. Do you know how strong a typhoon with a 17 level is? A level 17 typhoon moves at a pace of 16 meters per second, or around 220 kilometers per hour. In automobiles, it has the power to uproot trees and destroy old structures. A level 17 typhoon will also raise the tides when it makes landfall. The wave's destructive force is on par with that of a significant earthquake or volcanic eruption and can reach heights of 7 to 8 meters. The bridge must thus be able to resist a typhoon of Category 17 strength. The building components and materials utilized have all been newly created and specially adapted. A third, how to extend the bridge's useful life to 100 years. We still don't know if the bridge can be utilized for 100 years. However, the sea region has long been exposed to a high temperature, high salt, and high humidity marine environment. Moreover, corrosion fatigue is a significant issue that cannot be resolved during the course of a product's life. As a result, there are very strict criteria for table strength and corrosion resistance. Because of this, the materials utilized in this bridge are twice as durable and corrosion resistant as typical bridge materials. With the knowledge gained from building the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge, it is not difficult for engineers to construct the two artificial islands for the fourth time. Two of them are man-made islands. 100 meters broad and 625 meters long, the East Island. The West Island is 175 meters and 625 meters in length. Traffic, police, and fire duty points, as well as the wide island facilities tunnel construction management station, rescue station, and communication station. The primary structures on the island include the main structure, the wind tower, the helipad, etc. A rescue port that can dock 200-ton rescue boats was constructed on the side of the artificial island because the surrounding water is a navigable canal. The bridge's construction got underway in 2016, and once it's done, several cities' travel times will be cut in half from the initial 3 hours. Whether in Europe or in Western nations, office employees might live a circle of 1 hour. This is amazing, I tell you. Locals already know why the bridge is a dream if they are familiar with Shenzhen. Shenzhen, which for many people was simply a little fishing hamlet 50 years ago, quickly evolved into a first-tier metropolis, and by 2022 was one of China's financial hubs. There will be $485 billion in GDP. Yet along with that come high housing costs. Housing costs are virtually as high as those in New York, ranging from $10,000 to $70,000 USD per square meter. The average monthly wage in the United States is currently approximately $510,000 USD. Children from other locations must live in degree housing in many Chinese cities if they are not locals in order to attend school. You must take on huge mortgages to afford better education for your kids. Many average individuals are under a lot of pressure as a result of expensive housing. But after the bridge is operational, Shenzhen and other cities will be able to attain a 30 to 1 hour living circle, and residents would have the option of relocating there. The nearby city, Changshan, is an industrial metropolis with a permanent population of 4.8 million. It is one of the seaside cities. Unfortunately, the lack of trains, airports, deep water ports, and the awkward link to the East Coast have prevented the geographical advantage from being fully realized. The city's economy is growing relatively slowly, and housing costs are just a sixth of what they are in Shenzhen. After the bridge is finished, additional small cities will be able to travel in 30 minutes to the Shenzhen airport. Within an hour, it may reach nearby ports and airports. One significant location linking Hong Kong is Shenzhen. The economic growth of other cities will now be directly influenced by Shenzhen and Hong Kong. The bridge may be referred to as the Golden Corridor of the sea region since it can not only boost the local economy, but also encourage people to move between the east and west sides of the country. Share your opinion in comments. Also, click on this video to watch about another shocking project.